Chapter 5, Corporate and IT Governance. This is part 1 of 4. What is IT governance? The learning outcomes for this section include: we will compare and contrast corporate and IT governance, explain why you care, why managers must understand IT governance, no matter what area of the organization in which they work, and identify the key elements of an effective IT governance process to help ensure that your organization is successful. Let's start with corporate governance. Corporate governance processes include things like customers, rules, procedures, policies, and traditions that have been identified as important to your organization. These processes may be written. For instance, you must approve time every week. Or unwritten. For instance, casual Friday does not mean you can come to work in shorts and flip-flops, or it might. Corporate governance allows an organization to exhibit control over management activities, as well as the activities of all of its employees. Key players in the development of corporate governance processes include the board of directors, the CEO, all other C-level executives, the employees, and other shareholders and stakeholders. You see here a partial organizational structure for the Department of Defense. Organizational charts are a published method of setting some of the governance policies of the organization. Many different types of organizational charts have been proposed in recent years in efforts to decentralize processes to the lowest level possible for maximum efficiency. Let's now look at some of the issues that corporate governance policies address. Organizational policies are in place that guide the preparation of financial statements. If it's a public firm, there are specific guidelines that must be met. Further, after the Enron debacle, C-level executives may be held civilly and criminally liable for inaccurate reporting. Policies must be established to allow the company to monitor the accounting principles selected and to update, correct, and refine when needed. Corporate governance policies establish internal controls that allow the organization to function in an orderly and accurate manner. Additionally, external auditors, who must be impartial, should assess the organization on a regular basis and recommend changes if needed. If an organization has a board of directors, they should carefully select board members who act ethically, who have expertise in the area, and who will recommend organizational improvements. Another element of corporate governance involves managing risk. Strategic analyses often help to manage the risk in an organization, identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. Finally, corporate governance policies for public and private companies that distribute dividends, they must create a policy that outlines how much dividends will be given in a particular year. This chart shows the strategic management framework. Once you have formulated the organizational purpose and values, you then set up a corporate governance structure to implement the plans. A good part of any strategic analysis includes assessment of how the company is doing and careful reflection on what may be improved. Let's now move to IT governance, which affects any part of the organization that uses technology to accomplish goals. Say you're not an IT manager. You're in operations, finance, accounting, or other areas of business. Why do you need to understand IT governance at all? First, a lot of money is wasted. Of the approximately $1 billion invested, about $122 million is wasted, and that is due to poor IT project performance. Just over 12% of money invested in IT projects is wasted. That's a significant amount. Better coordination, training, testing, and project management could improve those numbers. Further, 75% of business IT executives believe that their software projects will fail. It almost becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. With better engagement across the spectrum of business units, these numbers could be improved, leading to an IT architecture that helps meet business goals. Here we take a look at an enterprise architecture plan. You can see that the top portion is the business architecture. Here's where you explain what you do, who you are, which information you need, and where do you need it. Without understanding those questions, an IT group will not be likely to succeed. Based on the underlying business architecture, which is developed using strategic analysis and answering the business architecture questions, an information architecture may be developed. Here is where you will find the data you need in an integrated, consistent manner and in a user interface that is easy to use and useful. IT then develops a secure architecture with the ability for all of the users to reach their goals, consistent with the overall business goals. IT must align with the business, and you can help. When defining IT governance policies, it is important to gather the business needs. IT must always align with business goals. IT governance policy should establish how people make decisions using data and information from technology and based on the organizational goals. Policies explicitly define the decision-making process, who makes the decisions, who is accountable for the decisions made, and how the results are communicated, measured, and monitored in a safe way that protects sensitive, personally identifiable information. For more on IT governance, you may take a look at this YouTube video that goes over the basics. To summarize, before developing an IT governance policy, IT must fully understand the business needs and the corporate governance policies. Business needs always drive IT strategy, not the other way around. IT should not acquire the newest and shiniest technology product unless it helps meet overall business goals. IT is expensive and it handles sensitive, personally identifiable information. No matter what area of business you are in, it's imperative that you understand IT and how it relates to your unit's needs. Millions of dollars a year are lost on IT projects that fail. Of the $1 billion spent on IT projects, $122 million is lost. IT governance policies outline who needs data, what data is needed, when they need it, and how they will access it. Without cooperation from all units of business, an IT governance plan may be unable to meet your business needs.